Show and Tell Signature.
Welcome to Show and Tell Signature. This is just some of my favorite people talking about their favorite decks. Today I'm thrilled to be joined by the always fabulous Zbexx, discussing her, how do I pronounce this? Neyith of the Dire Hunt. I'm professional of the Dire Hunt, but actually, Ayla, oh gosh, I should have looked up these names. Ayla, how do you, Ayla?
Ayla, you're doing great. Neyith, Ayla,
gosh, I'm so bad.
Carry on.
From Chrono Trigger. So this is a Chrono Trigger themed commander deck, which is super cool. Chrono Trigger, amazing game. Hopefully we get some Chrono Trigger cards at some point. I mean, Final Fantasy did so well. It feels like inevitable.
I would go to heaven. I would be absolutely floored.
I think a lot of people would. I mean, to get like a frog, like give me a Chrono, give me some of this stuff. So let's just jump right into it. So the commander itself, Neyith of the Dire Hunt, it's 2 and 2 green for a 3/3 legendary creature human warrior. Whenever one or more creatures you control fight or become blocked, draw a card. That's kind of cool. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 2 and a hybrid red or green. If you do, double target creature's power until end of turn. That creature must be blocked this combat if able. So this is actually a pretty neat deck. Moxfield has it listed as a bracket 2, just a core. From what I can see, no game changers, no, actually, red green, no real extra turn spells. Pretty straightforward. So what's the general theme? Why don't you talk about this idea of a Chrono Trigger based deck?
Okay, so if you've played Chrono Trigger, you know there's a big theme around time travel, and it's a Japanese role-playing game where you have a party of maximum 3 characters, and so I have all playable characters represented as creatures in the deck, or a planeswalker in the case of Karn and Robo.
Okay.
But we've got Neyith is Ayla, our badass babe, the leader of the Ioka village back from like 10,000 BC,
Yep.
and so she has one of the strongest attacks in the game, is kind of a big deal. And so this fighting legendary creature that came out in the first Jumpstart set that we got, was really cool and really spoke to me. So I also have some really flavorful time travel, and one of Ayla's attacks is Charm. So there's also some charms in the deck. And why I named the deck Charmed and Dangerous. My little pun on armed and dangerous.
Well, let me tell you, I am a big fan of puns, so that is amazing. Yeah, Jumpstart, that first Jumpstart had some pretty impressive commander options when it kind of came out. This is one that I kind of went under my radar for a while. I actually realize I have a copy of this. I believe I have it in my Wolverine deck. So yeah, Chrono Trigger. What drew you to making a Chrono Trigger based deck? I mean, I can probably take a guess that you're just a really big fan of the game.
Well, it's my absolute favorite video game, and it was my very first video game themed deck that I built. It was the first inspiration for every video game deck that I've built that's followed, and I think I have about 5 or 6 of them now, and other really hardcore themes. But this one, I really wanted to stay true to the theme, and even people, when I was building it, because I would build it on my live streams, people would be like, well, you have to put Vorinclex in there. And I'm like, well, the Phyrexians aren't really something that's represented by Lavos, the big boss that you're ultimately preparing to fight at the end. And, back in her day, Ayla's fighting all of the reptiles, so there's a lot of dinosaurs in there to represent the creatures that are similar that you battle in the game, like Elder Gargaroth, and even like Finale of Devastation as a sorcery with a kind of dinosaur on it, kind of a lot of like Runic Armasaur, kind of those things that are of the time period, prehistoric back in the day.
Yeah, that makes sense. I actually, it's funny because I was looking at all the dinosaurs. I didn't, because I'm slow, make the connection that, oh yeah, it's because her time period is like the prehistoric one. Yeah, lots of fun stuff in here. So, okay, do you have a creature card that relates to every party member or main character from the game? Is that fair to say?
Yes.
So what's the crossover then? Like what are the so obviously Neyith is probably Isla.
Yep.
I think you said
So-
Karn Liberator is Robo.
Yep. And you've
Okay.
got Chrono is Sirach the Hunt Caller.
Hunt Crawler. Okay. I was looking at
And
this
then why do I want to call her Luna? That's not her name. The inventor girl.
not Bulma. Luca.
Luca. Okay.
Luca.
Yeah, it was like one letter off. That's Carrie Zev, Skyship Raider, because her dad's the inventor, and Carrie Zev has the Regavan come in and is very from Kaladesh, a very inventive plane.
Yeah.
So it has magic lore worked into it. If you know, you know. Magus. Where's my Magus? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I don't have it just at the tip of my tongue. He's in here. Magus is Magus of the Arena. Duh.
Oh. It was so obvious that that's perfect. That's funny.
Which is perfect because it has a fight mechanic on it with the fight commander. So the fact that, you get to choose whether Magus is on your side or not, like who he's fighting, like it goes into the flavor of the story too.
Yeah, it's kind of, you can represent the showdown between him and Frog on the cliff edge, or it could be someone else.
Yeah, and then the original build of this deck had Frog as Jade Avenger because he looks very much with the double swords like Frog, but it's a very weak creature. So then when Dungeons and Dragons came out, I replaced it with Frog Hemoth. So it's a little bit stronger of a monster. I looked at some of the Bloomborough frogs, and all of the ones that I would want to replace have blue in them. So at this point, that's currently where the deck is with those characters.
Gotcha. That's still pretty fun. And is it fair to say, where is it? I saw it here. Heart of Kirin, is that maybe the Epoch, their ship?
Yeah, the Epoch is Heart of Kirin. Absolutely. You got that. Did you figure out what the Masamune is?
I was probably going to go with Embercleave, would have been my... Oh, you know what? It's actually probably...
Embercleave is Chrono's sword.
What Embercleave? Okay, tell me. Why?
It's the Blade of Selves.
Blade of Selves. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that makes sense. That's so cool. Oh, gosh, what a fun, almost like building exercise in a way to kind of create a, deck, functional deck. Like this is like looking through, I'm like, this is like a pretty legit deck. Some of the cards in here, like, oh man, this is wild. Like, and you got, just like Toski, just some fight cards, a lot of good synergies between just the characters themselves. But to base it upon like building a video game franchise out of it kind of thing. So that is super fun.
Yeah, and there's things like the charm too, like her charm attack. I have things there's a lot of cards in Magic that have heart in the names, like Defense of the Heart or Kalani Heart Expedition. Kind of some of those things got included in there because of her attacks. Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, definitely a fun way to kind of like, as someone who's like not a great deck builder, it's like, oh, well, yeah, it's kind of an interesting like thought experiment. To like, well, here's something I like what can I build a deck that kind of represents that, kind of based out of. So that's super fun. Just some notes I had like looking through the deck. First off, 35 lands, very, I would say, respectable land count. So that's. I think some of the deck stuff I've been on here have been a little light on lands. I think 35 is probably a pretty good number. And I think so. 3 cards stuck out to me because they all kind of, excuse me, do similar things. But you have Fervor, Rhythm of the Wild, and Fires of Yavimaya, which really at the end of the day, the biggest thing they do is going to give you haste. So I think I felt like in a deck that looks like it's just trying to fight and try to do combat. Haste is a very underrated keyword ability. I think people don't realize being able to not only come out and attack, but if you have like you mentioned, the Magus of the Arena, any tap abilities can put you in a really good position to kind of come out and use those. Really, it's a really weird sort of almost like ability ramp, right? If you have your creatures have haste, they can come down and do their tap ability like immediately. Like that, it's almost a whole turn cycle. You can kind of get ahead of people on kind of doing stuff. So, and like I said, I'd seen here we go. I'd seen Files of Yavimaya, and I'd seen obviously Rhythm of the Wild is pretty popular, but Fervor was one I had not seen before. Just real basic, 2 in a red. Enchantment.
Classic. Fervor is a classic.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. There's a lot of those weird core sets for me in the like early aughts that I think I missed out of as one of my like break periods. So, but yeah, for me, Fires of Yavimaya, I think it's a super cool card because it's kind of one of those, gives your creatures haste, but if you just need extra 2 power to kind of punch through, like you kind of got that sitting. It's one of those. What do they call it? This could be the wrong phrase. I think it's called like a rattlesnake card, where it's like you got to be careful on blocks and a lot of times because it's just kind of sitting out there. So like you could choose like this creature might be a 2/2, but actually could be a 4/4. So you gotta be careful what you're looking at.
I've never heard that in terms of Magic, but I have heard the term snake in the grass, and I think that would kind of apply. So I think it fits.
That's funny. What else did I saw that was things cool? Another cool card I saw that I had not seen before was Liar's Pendulum. So it's a 1 mana artifact. 2 tap, name a card.
So do you know why this card is in the deck?
I mean, it just reminds me of like the ticking clock at the beginning of the game and just like the
exactly.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's
card's bad. Card's awful.
It's
it's in there for the flavor.
For the flavor. Target opponent guesses whether a
it
card
looks
with a name
exactly like it.
It does. Definitely one of those cards. Like we should find you an Alterist to like make it just like the actual clock version. But it's what I think sometimes these cards that have like almost like mini games associated with them are kind of a fun way, especially for like a bracket 2 type of kind of deck. Like it's a cool way to like do something different. I think it's probably a little more. Actually, I think it actually used to be pretty competitive. But there's a Cursed Scroll. I don't remember that card from Tempest, where it's kind of the same idea, but it's you can repeatable 2 damage. But like that kind of stuff is like you don't see as often. Really, we get a lot of like coin flips and dice rolling these days, but I don't think you get the pick a card, any card sort of affects as much as maybe we used to in older Magic design.
Let me tell you, we don't, because this card freaks people out for no reason. And most times when I've actually played this card in a game, it's been when I'm in a situation where I'm not drawing any creatures or I'm not drawing the right land or something. I really need double green, and for some reason I don't have it, even though that's most of the deck. And people are like, I don't know, I think I need to destroy that. And I'm like, dude. So it's one thing that I am planning to do some updates to the deck soon, and that is one of the flavorful ones that probably will get cut. I know I told you one that I will not cut that is flavorful.
Yes, very much so. Well, I hope it manages to hang on, but yeah, there's like there's a tipping point, right, between like flavorful and just like, okay, this is really just not doing anything for the deck. So let's try to find maybe there's got something else out there maybe. Let's see, what else did I think was kind of cool? A card, Hull Breach, I thought was kind of interesting as well. Red and green sorcery, choose 1, destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or destroy target artifact and enchantment. Again, like Hull Breach, it kind of just makes you think of like the Epoch being attacked or something as you're kind of like skipping through time. But just kind of a nice modal functional card. Obviously, sorcery speed is kind of a bummer, but being able to target an enchantment and an artifact for 2 mana, I feel like it's a pretty good value just in general. Like, give up give up instant speed for that, but it's just a very solid kind of add in a deck like this, you know?
Yeah, and you named it right on the head. It's like the Epoch, the art from Plane Shift looks very similar to when you're, going through the different rooms of the ship. So it felt very fitting.
Yeah. And just another card that I hadn't seen before, which was kind of fun, is Heartwood Storyteller. 1 green for 2/3. It's a tree folk. Love tree folk. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, each of that player's opponents may draw a card.
Group hug.
Like that's, yeah, exactly. I think sometimes those group hug decks can kind of be fairly sneaky ways of holding people in check and maybe eking out some small card advantage or just overall advantage in ways that people may not see or think about like in the short term. So just kind of a fun little card. And actually one other one I really like because I play this in one of my decks. I feel like it always kind of goes crazy is a Taurian Mauler. It's the shapeshifter, the 2/2.
Yes.
Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on it. This is like in a pod can get so big so fast. It just any spell, even without built-in trample, like having like a you play this on, let's say you play this on a curve for turn 3, it could be a 5/5, 6/6 by the time it comes back around. Just for people just doing their own thing. And I know you have typical Soul Ring, some artifact ramp, like get this on maybe on maybe turn 2. Like,
well, then if you did get it out on turn 3, you play your commander on turn 4, and then with Neyith, if you had something out sooner that gave haste or something, you're getting all the triggers then, because people are gonna put a token in front of it to chump and block or something, because they don't want to take 6 or 8 if they don't have a removal spell for it yet. It does usually like pull board wipes earlier in the games or targeted removal, but hey, that saves it from your other big baddies in the deck.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, coupled with your commander, I mean, doubling its power, like turn 4, turn 5, having you could almost realistically think it. You could almost make it 2020, like realistically in the super early game. Like that's pretty can be pretty wild, depending on the kind of the decks you're facing. So, super fun stuff. All right, let's move over to the one.
The one.
All right. So when I saw your choice for the one, I must say I was like, okay, I've heard of that card, but I had to. So why don't you tell everyone what your choice for the one was for this deck?
Well, I hinted at it earlier, but the one is Hot Soup. It's a 1-mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature can't be blocked, and whenever equipped creature is dealt damage, destroy it with an equip cost of 3.
So,
have you played Chrono Trigger?
Yes. So this is brilliant. Like a brilliant choice on multiple levels. Obviously the flavor, but in a deck that is looking to have some big creatures, double creatures power, making things unblockable. You got to figure, maybe you get this turn 1, it's just hanging out. You get a creature going 3 equip. I mean, Rogue's Passage essentially costs you 5 mana. It's 4, and you have to attack the Rogue's Passage to make something unblockable. This is once you get it out, you equip 3, and you coupled a lot of times with a lot of your haste enablers. This can do a lot of damage just kind of out of the blue pretty quickly. So it's, it's a funny card. Hot Soup is like, all right, it's like Hot Soup coming through. Even has it in the flavor text. So definitely nailed the flavor text there. But this is kind of a fun include that I don't think I've ever seen it played in person. But now I'm like, man, there's a few decks. I'm like, do I want to put this in some of these decks that I have trouble? I have an equipment deck that just sometimes you're just looking through for a way to like get your commander through for the commander damage win or something like that. and equip 3 is a little high, but 1 mana to play it out, like have it hang out, and
It's
then I think,
expensive. It's expensive.
yeah, but sometimes if you can get in one swing on it before someone decides, oh, that's going to be a problem, like that's all it takes a lot of times.
Yeah, and if you're not playing against somebody with like a red deck that can ping, or a black creature when something dies that can target, then you're kind of okay. And of course the soup eating contest in the game, which it of course originally was a drinking contest in the Japanese version.
Yes. To each their own. I mean, I like soup. I also like beer, so like whatever. But soup is good. I like soup.
Yeah.
Soup is good. There was that excellent meme for a while. It was like good soup. So very fun choice for this deck. So overall, I mean, this is just like a fun, way to pay homage to an amazing game. I guess playing the deck, or is there any like memorable moments you have from playing this deck, or how does it maybe reflect your normal playstyle or network? What is when you think about this deck?
I think some of the most fun times I've had playing this deck are when I play the sorcery, what is it called? Glimpse of Tomorrow. It has suspend 3 for 2 red, and it's kind of crazy, but it really represents the time travel well, because you flip a bunch of permanents into your library and flip that same number out, and it's really wild. And sometimes I've had it go off at least like 3 or 4 times before, and sometimes it really hits and other times it doesn't, but I think it just represents the time travel of the game very well.
Yeah.
And Storm the Festival too, just like the celebration at the beginning, like that's also been a card that has been very impactful in some games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just some super cool cards that are, engaging, affect the board, and can be very meaningful ways, right? Glimpse of Tomorrow can really just almost reset a game, which you're talking about time travel, like what a perfect flavor win there. And even Storm the Festival, it's kind of, a beefed up collected company in a lot of ways. Even having Flashback, right? Flashback coupled with the time travel theme, like that all like flows together like perfectly in a deck like this. So just super fun deck, super cool to kind of just see a outside of the box way of kind of building something. And if you haven't played Chrono Trigger, like go play Chrono Trigger. It is a great game. I've been working on a playthrough for the DS version for a while now. I need to finish that. I get started on one game and then something else comes out and I move to another one. But anyways, Zbexx, thank you so much for talking about your Chrono Trigger deck. This is phenomenal. I will have the list up on the Show and Tell Signature Moxfield. Not sponsored, but Moxfield is just a very cool site to host deck lists and look for inspiration for other decks. And if you like what you've seen here, feel free to like and subscribe. And Zbexx, again, thank you again, and we'll catch you all next time.